It is 8:30 and we will call this meeting to order. It is October the 30th. Um, Had a few flakes of snow in the county yesterday. The first item we do is public comments. Are there any public comments?
I don't know if I come under that or not. I'm here for the rock.
I know you are.
Okay.
We can wait and give you, you can talk anytime you want to.
Okay. Well, I know. What it amounts to is we're 2 weeks from Saturday. We're planning on turning the rock over to the county. I don't know if that's you people or the veterans, but whichever.
Yeah, we should talk to Ray about that because since he's.
I figure I'll catch him when I get down to you guys here.
Okay. Would you do that? Because
Sure.
you're welcome anytime to come and talk to us. Okay?
Okay, well, like I said, I wanted to get it in your minutes.
Yeah.
So
So that's on the Veterans Day. Is that
that's
correct?
on veterans,
Okay.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. That's on a Saturday,
Yes,
which we all expect everybody here to be there.
yeah, hopefully we'll get
Yeah.
a few people anyway. I know it's not gonna be high on a lot of people's agenda, but
Well, it should be. Well, I was talking about the memorial rock out here. We're gonna do a dedication on the 11th.
it's Freedom Rock.
Freedom Rock. I'm sorry. I just went to Washington, Iowa, Saturday, and they got one in Brighton, Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little story. The first, I was clear up in northwest Iowa, and I saw a sign that said home of the Freedom Rock. And for that particular county, I forget just which one it was now, but anyway, it was out on a road that you had to be going there in order to have seen it, you know. And
Yeah.
so I got the idea that we should have a Freedom Rock. But I wanted it somewhere where it could be accessed easily, not maybe out of Four Corners or someplace like that.
No, we don't. Want to. Well, World Tries, we'll get the word out, and I hope we have a lot of people show up.
I do too.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's stick around a little bit. I don't think Ray's here yet.
I just looked.
That's okay, because we might need help controlling these people.
Okay.
First item on the agenda is to acknowledge the minutes from October the 23rd and 25th.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion passed. Meet with the county engineer, Mr. Heinz.
Good morning, Supervisors. Hope everybody's toasty and warm this morning and dressed appropriately to keep the toes warm.
There you go.
This week, we are wrapping up our pavement maintenance. We've finished with the total patcher, which is our asphalt patching machine. We're doing some concrete patching over a pipe on 1/10 this week that they've had issues with it since they installed it. Talking to the road crew, it had a little bit less than desirable backfill material, and it's been a problem ever since. So they're taking out the old concrete, bringing in some granular fill to stabilize it, and putting a new concrete patch in. That'll be, they'll pour today and then again Wednesday, ideally.
Hey, Dwayne,
Yes, ma'am.
1/10 is a pretty long road. Where is 1/10?
East of one, west of Pleasant Plain.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. Thereabouts, I don't remember exactly what cross.
That
street
does
we're
narrow it
looking
down.
at. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for that.
If you turn right at Highway 1, you'll see a road closed at his side.
Okay. Thank you.
The Iris Bridge, they've got The steel expansion plates in at each end. The surface has been total patched. We're taking the opportunity this week to finish up the grade work on the slopes to get everything touched up, and then we'll get the rail on it. And that ought to be about it. So I was hoping we'd have all that done last week, but I'm a little more optimistic than what it actually is. But it's coming along fairly well. We've got some of the other guys out grading this week with the dry weather this summer. There's a lot of roads we didn't grade much just to keep from making a mess of them. And there's some of them that honestly look like cattle paths with one lane down the center and grass on either side. So we'll get those dressed up and ready for winter. And then some of the other roads where we've got windrows of rock along the edges, we'll get that worked back into the center of the road. And with the moisture we've had, we should be able to work that into the sub base to end up with a decent road surface for the winter for those. And in the office, I spent most of last week getting the details and structural measurements for our flat cars to get them to the structural engineer so we can get that bridge rated. Then I'm working on putting together a request for quotation for bridge inspections. We've been using Calhoun Burns forever. And I thought it was probably time to at least put that out to public bid, since it's usually runs around $15,000-$20,000. We've just been automatically or annually just renewing the contract, but I thought it would be a good practice, at least, if not every year, every second or third year, to put it out for quotation for other firms out there. Nothing wrong with what the work Calhoun Burns have been doing. They've been great to work with, and we've got no complaints with their performance. It's just more a matter of being fiscally responsible. And I think that's pretty much all I've got.
Item number 2, discuss and consider a step increase for Brandon Coleman, secretary department.
This is the anniversary of his hiring. This will be his 3rd year step, which puts him at wage scale E, Melissa tells me. I think you guys have the numbers there. He's doing a great job. He's a good operator. He knows a lot about the construction industry. We're thankful that we have him.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Next item on the agenda. Discuss and consider a step increase for Quinn Danman, secondary roads department.
This is Quinn's 2nd anniversary.
Has he been here that long?
Yeah, he came just shortly after I did. And again, he's doing a great job. He didn't have a lot of experience when he hired on, but he's really stepped up. I think the people in his district like him.
No, I like him.
In 2 years, I may have had one complaint about something he'd done, but for the most part, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy we have him. Henry County had the opportunity to hire him away, and they decided they didn't like any of their applicants. And I'm thankful for that.
I do see they're still hiring. You've got,
Yeah. God bless them. I hope they have luck in finding whatever they want to find. But
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Next item is discuss and consider resolution for 2 longevity increases. The secondary roads department. These for Thomas Hensmaker and Alan Forsyth.
And these are your typical budgeted ones, I'll make a motion to approve these.
I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda. Discuss and consider preliminary approval of Pheasant Run minor subdivision.
Did you want to speak to this, sir?
Only for
He's
questions.
been just dying to get out
I do have some other things for you guys too
Okay.
that maybe aren't in your packet. Oh, thank you. Dwayne, I don't think I need these copies,
That's all right.
but you got
I've
the,
got every- I think I
yeah.
have everything that you here now.
you got the subdivision determination application there. And the letter from Dwayne regarding driveway. The letter from the city approving or approving a split because the property is within the 2-mile radius of the city of Fairfield. And then letter from the city to the landowner and to the assessor. And the treasurer's office statement regarding taxes.
And this is just splitting the farmstead off of the farmland.
Yeah.
So the house and outbuildings will be a separate lot from the agricultural portion of it.
No change in use. The ag ground will remain ag and the house will be a single family residential. The only reason we're getting into the minor subdivision is because it's that 40 acres has multiple divisions in it, so it's been split different times over the years.
This is Breton Farm.
Yes, it is.
It has anything to do with that property in Glasgow that
That-
does not remove the
That
fence.
is the gentleman who has not removed the fence or gotten a survey to prove that his fence is within the right of way.
Okay,
Or not.
therefore, why are we doing this?
That is up to you guys to make that decision.
I think we've talked about this for years. You know, I guess to me, the rules are the rules. Move your fence.
That property and this property are different parcels,
Okay,
just to be clear on that.
and do you have the plat book that shows me how where they're different?
I do not. The property that you're referring to, the fence is located in Glasgow.
That's
that's
good.
over around
I just want to make sure it wasn't.
No,
Yeah,
this is over on Walker.
This is up by Walker. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is the same landowner, different
Different
parcel.
properties,
But,
you know.
you know, it's up to you if you want to hold approval of this ransom to him.
I don't think we should hold approval for this, but I just didn't want it to be the one we've been waiting on for 2 years. Simple fix, just fix it.
So the question is, on the agenda, discuss and consider preliminary approval. So are we going to be waiting for something else? Or
I thought there was a discussion that the city hadn't approved it yet.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they approved it late Friday, is when I
Did they?
received their letter.
So it appears then that all the parts of this plat or the letters is the subdivision determination. Everything needed so that it can be recorded, correct?
Is that correct, Abby?
I believe so.
Looks like it.
had this been just sitting in a 40-acre parcel, it would have just been a simple split. But due to the fact that there's numerous previous splits in that parcel. So it's not. They have an existing drive and.
So just so I'm clear. You say we're splitting the residence of piece of aircraft, did I understand correctly?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And so are they the same owners? The ag ground and the residence?
It is right now. I believe the house is for sale, or maybe there's pending sale. I mean, I think probably there's a pending sale. That's what's caused the division.
Okay. I haven't been out there, so I don't know if there are any outbuildings or anything on the ag ground.
No, I don't believe so.
Everything's within the farmstead.
Okay. My reason for asking that was whether we would need an additional address, which is something that
Yeah, I don't think so.
and then the other question would be that there is, would be an easement or whatever to access that ag land and sell off the residents.
The ag land has its own driveway.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, went out last week, to double check on it. The house and the ag have two distinct entrances off of one road.
I would make a motion to approve the Pheasant Run Minor subdivision.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying
Aye.
And this does need to be recorded within 100 days.
Yeah, they'll be recorded this week. Yeah, thank you.
thank you very much for putting up with us.
Susie.
Yes, sir. Lee, you need to sign.
Okay. Okay.
You do. Your name's Lee. Before we get into the, are you here for the other subdivisions as well?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's drop down and,
No, the gentleman kind of is.
yes, Carrie. I was going to see if Judy wanted to go and get them. But let's do Carrie now. Sorry, Carrie. Discuss and consider the tab subdivision. Is that you?
This has been dragging on for quite some time, and they've been very patient with
Sure.
getting all the paperwork in line. A little confusion to start with that made it drag out, but they've got everything in order. And then
So we're good to go.
we're good to go.
And I think I know where this is, down by your house.
Right there off Tamarack.
That's in God's country.
It's a pretty area.
Resolution does state the final plat of the tab subdivision is found to conform to the applicable ordinances and standards of the county. And it appears that approval will not be in conflict with the purposes of the subdivision ordinance. Therefore, be it resolved that the supervisors of Jefferson County will approve the final plat and cause its approval to be entered in the plat. I make a motion to that effect.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you, Terry. to review, I would kind of like to skip down because looking, I have a feeling that all the other subdivisions might be. Are you here for that? No. Okay, never mind. Judy, you want to talk to us? We'll let you both come up here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judy, thanks for coming today. I made several trips since talking to you out to the cemetery. There are things that need fixed, spruced up.
Right, right. Well, thank you very much for having us. And also Dee, thank you very much for the lovely organ music at the Parsons reunion. That was very nice for everyone that was there. We are here, that Matt is our superintendent out at the cemetery. And if you would like to read the beginning page there, that'll give you a nice background of what's going on at the cemetery.
Where are you in your fundraising?
We are just going to be doing our mailing probably this
So
week.
just starting.
Right, we are just starting. I'm just new on the board. And so I don't have all the background history, but Matt, our superintendent, has all the financials and all of that sort of thing that you will need to know. We are in dire straits and we do not get any funding from the state or federal government. The burials are down, the cremations are up, our population is getting less. And we have now just established an endowment fund. So as you can see, people will get helpful information in regard to their taxes if they would contribute to the endowment fund. If you look at the brochure, our streets are in dire condition. We have talked with Melanie Carlson, the city engineer, and she said that it would cost us around $600,000 for us to repair our 2 miles of roads there. That we cannot do. We have no money in our funds. And if you'll also notice the headstones that have fallen down, a lot of it is because of the foundation that they were originally put in many years ago. But that is also another one of our concerns, that we want to maintain the, Matt just and his crew just does a wonderful job of making our cemetery look very peaceful for those at rest and for the family members that come to honor their loved ones. We do get money from the city. We have 2 sections. We have the Fairfield City Cemetery.
And is that on the?
It's the old section down on B Street. And then we have the rest of the cemetery that is ours. And we have around 38 to 40 acres out there. So we still have room for expansion for more people to put their headstones and their burials and that sort of thing. But with the gasp of $600,000 to repair our streets, Melanie Carlson and the city administrator and Connie Boyer, the mayor, met with us. And they suggested that we apply for the LOST grant, LOST. And the city does give us $50,000 a year just to maintain the old cemetery that is the city's.
So of that, excuse me, 40 acres, how much is the city's?
It's,
How many?
it's only 5.
So we have, 34 acres that we have to maintain. So with that we went with them, and the city, if we do not raise enough money to maintain the cemetery will go back to the city. That will then go back to the taxpayers.
Right.
That is not our desire as a board to have that happen to taxpayers. We're very proud of our cemetery. We want to maintain it. And so we are seeking additional help from you folks. Now, I do know that there is it indigenous, what's the word that I want? People, when you do have someone of low means, we do bury them at our cemetery from your
Yeah.
county.
The county funds that through our general assistance.
So what we would like to do at this time, we also have, thank goodness, we have Matt that has great repair skills of equipment. And our backhoe went down, and it's what, a 1975 backhoe or 1977 backhoe? And if we had to buy a new backhoe, it would be $100,000 or in the vicinity. I'm not a farmer, I don't know those figures. But here we are, now we're $700,000. And before, we were able to sustain ourselves, but now with inflation and all that sort of thing, we are just wanting to not have the cemetery go back to the city and then back to the taxpayers.
What's the annual operating budget?
So I don't have the actual budget right now. We're estimating a $40,000 loss. As of when I had her printed out for me last month, I think we was close to 30,000. We'll end up with about our projected $40,000 loss. Which, like I say, if we've got about enough that would sustain us for maybe 3 years, then we'd be, if that's the which I don't see why it would change. All the costs keep going up to where the revenue doesn't.
My question is for Elizabeth. So I know a few years ago, the auditor at the state had a ruling about if we do anything, do we need any kind of a 2080 or what's the logistics? on that?
You can't enter into a 2080 with a private entity. And I do believe that what is being requested is under the law. I would ask you to look into that. But the other issue you've got is because it is private, you run the gambit because we have all of those cemeteries out in the county that are currently funded through township tax levies. And this becomes problematic in that regard as well. And then also the cemetery that's across from West Casey's, I don't know if that's private or not.
No, we're talking about Kirkwood. No, we're not talking
I know,
about.
I know.
He's talking about the other one.
But
Okay.
that one's in the same situation. out
You're
there.
establishing
Oh.
a precedent.
I see, okay.
Okay,
What, yeah,
go ahead.
no, you're right. And see, that's what we have to watch with taxpayer money because if
The
we set a
separation
precedent
of
with
what?
one. Yep. You're right. So since you're starting out with your fundraising, I would suggest, too bad Connor's not here, but we let him know, or you might want to contact Connor, get on the news at the radio station and let them, since this is a 501c,
13, which represents
13.
cemeteries.
right? But I think this would be in the community's best interest. I mean, I can't speak for the radio station, but help get your word out.
Yeah, well, it'll be coming out in the paper the end of this week, and I think we've already got it scheduled at the radio station.
Good, good,
Um,
good.
So at this time, you're saying you won't be able to help us.
I would, first off, I would ask, and I know she will, I would ask Elizabeth to look into the legal end of it.
But
I don't think
Absolutely.
legally we can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the other thing that we have to consider is the precedent.
Yes.
And I will say to you, and I appreciate what you're talking about as far as taxpayer dollars go. And I'm not trying to be a horse's patoot here, but whatever money we give you would be taxpayer dollars
Right.
anyway. So that's kind of semantics as far as that part.
that's why we just have to check all that out first because there's rules about that.
I don't know, Elizabeth, what is her position?
Elizabeth's the assistant county attorney.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I'd heard your last name, I would have known. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. My apologies.
She's actually the boss, but we let Chauncey play.
You know, Judy, I will say, at this time, I don't think we're saying no. I think we're saying we're
Right.
gonna check it out. and try to
Okay,
help
check
you-
it out.
Try to help you in some way.
We just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Now, another question that I might have is with the equipment and that sort of thing, does the county have equipment that they would be glad to help us with or any? Here we go. Oh, hello, sir.
Meet Dwayne, our
Hi,
engineer.
Dwayne, yes.
Technically, no, we can't.
No, okay.
It's not a county road, nor
Okay.
is it access to a county cemetery. It's kind of where we're at.
Mhm.
I
I
would
think
be
everybody
happy
needs to keep an open mind here and
I-
try to find some way.
I would be happy to take a drive through the cemetery and, because I used to be a commercial asphalt person.
Yes.
To take a look at your.
Give us
give you some
suggestions.
Suggestions.
You
Not
can
on
meet
the
up with
county-
Matt
not on
and
the county.
we would love to give you a tour. We're very proud of our cemetery, very proud of it. Yes, let's set up a time. Can you do that after this meeting today?
Today I cannot,
Okay,
tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, possibly.
what time would work for you and Matt and us to meet you at the cemetery?
Anytime after 6 a.m. works for me.
Yeah, I'm good.
What time works for you? 9 o'clock?
Yeah, whatever.
9 o'clock
Six.
tomorrow?
Sun's
And
up.
come to our green maintenance building.
You're right there on. Fairfield.
Right, we'll meet you at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Copy of this, that's Matt's from Brown.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Any bit of brain power will help these folks. Anything. Okay.
Thank you very much, yes. Do you have any more questions of us? We hope we've given you enough information, but we're just a phone call away. We'll be glad to come and meet or show you the cemetery or whatever it might be that,
You know, Judy, I want to say something. There are so many people that walk in that cemetery. I'm sure just as much walk in Chautauqua
oh, thank you for sharing that.
because I just see them all the time.
Well, this is, if you'll look at the second page of, we are also going to be lighting the way for people that are doing donations. We are going to be putting up solar lamps, so that will not be costing us anything to put up solar lamps for the safety of people walking. And so that's also a part of our initiative here. Yes,
Have you looked at any grants?
yes. Matt has been very good at the Greater Jefferson County Foundation.
They've been very good to us.
Yes, they
I
have
mean,
been
they
very
kinda-
good to us, yes. And also I have contacted the Evergreen or the Riverside Casino
Oh,
thing. And yes, people in Jefferson County are eligible for grants, but to date, they haven't given any grants to Jefferson County. So anyway, but we're actively going to be looking into that. This is our first initial hump of us trying to get some money.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do another step of grants, another step of other things. So it's going to be a step-by-step thing.
sure.
I'll check in later.
Anything else? Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
So
thank
then
you.
we'll wait for Elizabeth to get back to you and then you'll get back to us. Is that the way the system will work?
Sure.
I mean, I didn't know who we should contact.
Well,
Or
I
who
think
you guys will-
right now, the three of us will wait to hear from Elizabeth.
Okay, and then you'll
To
let us
see what, Elizabeth's very good about figuring out things.
Yeah, I know she is, and I thank you very much.
I think we just threw you under the bus.
We're sorry. It's a Monday morning. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate your thoughts.
No problem.
Okay, any other questions on us?
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judy, you should have done a Halloween walk out there in the evening. Charge
It
kids to
was
go through
brought
that.
up and some people thought
Right.
it might not
We might
be such a good idea.
offend people, and we do not want to do that.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thanks.
Review and discuss, no, review all subdivisions not completed.
This is, I was handed these notes this morning. I'm not sure about the Northford edition. But these are subdivisions that just wanted to know, that these can no longer be recorded because they were not recorded within the 120 days.
So they need to go back to step one.
Yes.
So what do we do? Send them a letter saying, hey,
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know, because one of these, for example, was in August of 22. 2022, but under the previous board's jurisdiction, but this one is
Abby, what do we need to do to
this
back up?
one's
and
June
fix all
of
this?
23, so they've exceeded the 120 days.
So are those the ones
Off the ball, not us.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure.
who has?
They are the ones that dropped the ball.
Yeah, those
Well,
look.
either
like
way,
all of
we
them.
should-
So I don't know if we give these to, I don't know what we do. I mean, obviously, they have to come back before the board before they can be
Oh,
recorded.
absolutely. But I think it's as simple as a letter saying, you're past your time.
It seems
We need to
like,
start
there-
over.
yeah, there should be a letter that goes to these. That just says,
Now, obviously, if they
Can I see
came
those?
in at some date and said, yeah, those can go back to Abby, come in at some date and say, I want to record this, Kelly's gonna say, I can't because you don't have,
no,
whatever.
and I think they need to know, so I think,
And I think So Fair Farms is one of them, isn't it? And that one, you know as well as I do, they fly under the radar and everything that they do. So,
so there's 4 of them. So I don't know, does Susie as chair write a letter? Do you use the board?
I don't know, or I don't know if
Or
you and
Elizabeth.
Dwayne want to get together, but.
I'd say it's time the lawyer contacts them.
Okay. So you want to
Give
give
the
those
chance,
to,
Mike's back today.
So I'm sorry, so you'd like a letter to So Fair Farms?
But
Well,
you can get
we give
copies.
We've got a copy of
Yeah, we've got the,
some
the stuff.
subdivision.
yeah.
issues.
so Abby can give you those there, and we're just running. I'm just afraid that if we don't take the necessary steps,
Right.
at some point it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
come back. And
No, I think it's important to close.
Yeah, I
it.
think at this point, it's be much, we might pay attention to a letter from an attorney as opposed to a letter from us. Okay,
And we don't, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, if they decide not to ever do anything, but we don't want them going out and doing things
correct.
when they don't have the authority to do that, or at some point they want to sell the property to Joe Ledger and they think they've got a split when the reality of it is they don't.
Right,
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Lee, Dee, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's what you get for coming to the meeting.
That's why she's getting up to leave.
Next item is discuss and consider courtroom bathroom. Do we have anybody here that's knowledgeable to talk about?
Dave this morning said they're bringing in a plumber, they're gonna do a camera, he covered the drains.
Yep.
The new bathroom was fine, but the other bathrooms, not so much.
Yeah, he's bringing Happy Land in.
Yeah, and so they're going to scope something,
Okay.
the vents or whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
and then go from there. So that's,
the issue is, and we talked about this at our department head meeting last
Right.
week, the continual odors in the restrooms, so.
And they
we're
do
trying to get
have-
that solved.
some problems as well in the sink in the recorder's office.
Yeah.
So he has come to the conclusion it is sewer gas, and so that's why they're doing what they're doing.
And I'm glad they're doing that. I'm glad the department head meeting showed that everybody's concerned with that. So I guess on that one, we should just stand by and see what.
Yeah.
Unless we get the void doing. We can do that. I don't know. Okay. discuss and consider cleaning/detailing the 2014 Equinox.
which we plan to sell.
Yeah. Did you ever check the mileage, just out of curiosity? What are you doing?
Talking.
I didn't think so.
For the same reason she didn't get the key for a week.
Well, yeah, but I went up and got that. Yeah,
Hey,
right?
so I have no issues. There are some issues with the seats. Maybe I wouldn't want to buy a car with dog tracks all over the front seats. Y'all have seen my car, so this has got to be worse.
Okay. So, what are we saying? Like maybe, I don't know who besides,
Smithburg's do it.
yeah, that's the only one I know of. I'm not saying there aren't others.
I think there's another gentleman that does it, but I think the price is pretty similar in both of them. $150, I don't know.
Yeah, ballpark. It depends if you want it shampooed or not, because I had the green card done and that was like 120, 130, or it was an extra 40 or so if you get it shampooed. So,
Okay, so it just, what do we do here?
We just say we're gonna clean it before we put it up. I would like to put the both vehicles at the ambulance station so people can see that's more visible. And Dwayne, how's the inside of the truck look like?
What's that?
What's the inside of that truck look like?
I've never been brave enough to look in.
Okay,
I went out and took a picture that one
Curious,
day.
I got to ask this question, Elizabeth. Don't hate me, please. That was given to public health. So it falls under their jurisdiction, I do believe.
The pickup?
Yep,
Oh,
who gave it to public health?
county sheriff.
Okay,
It was donated to environmental health.
so what you're saying is, do they want it to drive around?
No, but it would be
They would,
theirs.
they want the money?
It would be theirs to dispose of.
Okay, so that means,
That would be my take.
That's county property though, correct?
Well,
and then if the county owned it.
I've always been told by the county attorney's office that the Board of Health is an autonomous board and,
the Board of Health, not public health.
right, but
Not public, oh, you said public health.
Yeah,
so
you
that's
It's
did.
not public
Yeah.
health, you go back to environmental health.
yeah, well, environmental health is part of,
Right, but it's
And
a
under
board
the
of health,
jurisdiction.
not public. health.
right.
So, because it goes back to public health, and that's environmental health is underneath that, or the Board of
Board of
Health.
Health.
Right. And
Then
there's,
should that money go back in the coffers?
well, there was no money that exchanged hands. It was donated.
So
by
how
the
do we
sheriff.
do with it? We didn't pay
Well,
any
that's
money for it.
what-
I gotta
that's the
give it,
question
we're gonna
I'm
throw it
asking.
away?
That's a question
No.
for the
And
attorney.
Yeah.
this is the pickup, not, or we're not talking about the Chevy Equinox.
No,
we're
we're
talking
No,
about
we're
the
talking
pickup.
We're
about,
talking about the pickup.
Because it was donated to environmental health / the Board of Health from the sheriff's department because they did not have a vehicle. At the time,
wait a minute, let me get this correct. Public health, they give it to environmental health.
No.
the sheriff's department gave it to environmental health. It was a,
Okay, okay,
it was a deputy or it was
sure.
sheriff's or the deputy's pickup.
And do
And
we have any other situation like this similar?
not that I'm aware of.
Because I'm thinking we still sell it and make sure environmental health has the money, because that's what.
See,
it came
years
out of.
ago, we had a van.
Yeah.
And it kind of, a little van, like a Ford Aerostar or something,
With the
that
whole
actually
report
got
on it.
from the county attorney's or county engineer's office. And it went kaput. So it was without a vehicle. And it
Yeah.
was during this time we had conversations about him driving it back and forth home. And when we said, no, you don't do that. And then it died on us. And so the county sheriff donated this truck to the Board of Health for environmental health.
So Lee, what are you saying? We say we give the money back to the sheriff's office, or do we put it in environmental health?
Well, I think the Board of Health is the one that makes the determination whether or not they want to dispose of it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Say something, Susan.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with Chauncey about it a couple of weeks ago, and he indicated to me that it would be county property.
Okay.
not the-
Okay,
This is what he said at the time.
No, he
And
said it
so-
to me as well, so that's what I was wondering.
Somebody,
yeah.
Liz would have to talk to him about it. or
That
something.
makes intuitive sense to me, not knowing the specifics, and not having any paperwork regarding the ownership of the vehicle. I would imagine that it just remains county property.
It's the
well, it
way I-
depends who is the title in, the title's gonna be in the county probably.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the titles in the Board of Health.
I don't know, have there been any discussions with the Board of Health about the
Yeah, no,
preferences or anything? No,
it
it's
just-
just something that you.
Yeah, have you talked to the Board of Health?
no, it just
That
thought of it
sounds-
this
it
morning,
goes
just
on
right
it.
now.
So it sounds like
I've
he's
been
covered
dealing
that.
with that part of it, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we don't have our next meeting till November 16th, I think it is.
But if Chauncey's indicating that it is, then, and that's fine.
I can confirm, but I think
Would-
maybe we should just continue to operate under the assumption that.
Would you
county
confirm
property.
that with Chauncey?
Pardon?
Would you confirm that
Of
with Chauncey?
course.
And you're
Yeah,
not,
you don't have
you're
enough
not
to do
going to
all
need
that.
a vehicle.
No,
Because
Russ,
they're gonna
no.
provide the vehicle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we were,
Do we have any idea what that 2004 Sierra's
it
worth?
depends on whether a car dealer's selling it or whether you're selling it. If you're selling it.
It's got a
it's
rust
squat.
on it
Car
over
dealer's
It has
selling it, it's worth
156,000 miles. It is,
156,000.
it's a C71 off-road, so it's full-wheel drive. Half-ton, 5.3 liters, extended cab. There are people that could use that pickup, you
Yeah,
know,
no,
in the community.
I've got a picture of it because I went out there one day. So I find it.
Can I give this to you, Abby?
How many miles you say it's on it?
156,783 miles.
Well, you just do a bid process on it like we're doing on the
Yeah,
Equinox.
yeah.
There's a picture of it.
But no, if we advertise this, we need a photo for the correct car.
You see it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Up to that,
She's got a car.
all right.
So are you gonna detail this too then, or not?
Elizabeth might have time.
I'm not sure this one needs detailed.
Detail at the lottery.
I'm not sure this one is gonna make any difference.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say
I don't
wash
think
it
this one is probably the same.
because it's got a big rust spot on it. Whereas Equinox is in decent shape.
That's character, D. That rust,
So when
that's
we ask
character.
Dave to handle getting them washed and detailed, in other words, taking them to the location.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Judy, meet Connor. You two can talk after the
So
meeting.
Connor, what time does our board meeting start? 8:30. 8:30, okay. I thought maybe I would wait early.
Just wait till next week when it's daylight time. He won't be here though.
It is next week?
It's
All right.
Sunday.
But
Yeah, I like
it'll
the
still
idea of
hold
Dave.
money.
You okay with that? If
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have Elizabeth talk.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
We got a list going.
Let's pick on Elizabeth Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Discuss and consider detailing. So we got to vote on that, folks.
Up to $200?
yeah,
Sure. Is that your motion?
Yeah.
Do we have a second?
second.
All those in favor?
Right.
Aye. Motion passed. Next one, discuss and consider selling the 2004 GMC Sierra. Motion on that?
So move.
Second,
All those in
Highest
favor?
bidder.
aye.
No, yeah, of course. It's been a-
Hey, you're trying to sell something you don't have possession of yet.
Trust me, by the time he gets this done, Elizabeth will figure this out.
Okay.
Motion passed.
It's in the road department's garage,
That's right.
so
Uh-oh.
we have possession.
Thank you.
Just tell Billy it's his new pickup. It'll be good.
Moving on to lighter things. Discuss and consider the process for use of opioid settlement funds.
That's lighter.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Dee is on that committee and she's got something to tell us.
well, I just want to reiterate, because I sent you an email that I received last week from Public Health Administrator requesting $268 to rent a room.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's, it's not my decision, it's a board of supervisors, so I just put this on here to really clarify. The board of supervisors, we haven't spent any of it yet. I'm collecting information and at some point I'll present something, and I know Chris was last week at her meeting when she gave her update to us. She said she was going to try to get a group of people together, so I
So
called her
why
after the
aren't
meeting.
we the ones doing that?
You were here, you were.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We can do that,
It's
but I
an
know
it's
she
an
wants
issue
to
with
have a
me. You had
meeting.
said that she wanted to rent the Civic Center for $260, something like that.
Yeah.
I
sent you this.
contacted Extension, and then Cindy from there called me back. She works for Tammy at the Fair Board,
Mhm.
and she said right now she could rent that to us for $125. She will try to get it for free when I reminded her that we give them money.
Right,
So we'll know that shortly. But they've got parking too. I can't see spending $260 if we can get for $125 or less.
Well, I can't either, but and I agree with both of you.
That's
But I
hard to
also
do.
agree with D. We don't charge them for mowing and all that other stuff we do over there, or the rock that we bring in.
yeah,
No, I totally agree with that.
And so I think that $268, if you wanted to have it over there, just saying, that should be waived as well.
Yeah. I'm just stuck on the fact that we should have been the ones that decided where it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay.
so are you talking to Lindsay about that, or how do we want to handle that?
Yeah, I've not gotten a call back from
I
her.
know you were trying, so
Yeah.
that's what,
Lindsay.
Lindsay, to see if we could get that for no charge, since we do the mowing and the rock over there.
Honestly, I'm just saying, I think because it is a county out there, and it just seems like that's who we should probably do business with first.
Instead of city.
Yeah,
I agree.
and I don't mean that disrespectfully to the
No,
city.
it's
I'm
just,
you know.
yeah.
And then, if they decide to, even, whatever, through the extension, but I think that should be our first option. We got the new Cambridge building out there and everything. And it seems to be plenty of room. I don't know how many people you're talking about.
I think she thought 40, that's what she told us last week. It's
That
not
could
my
easily
meeting,
handle 40.
but I know it's
But it,
extension not.
but shouldn't we be part of who gets invited, Dee?
Yeah,
Because we can't leave a lot of people out. We can't leave school system out. We can't leave.
Well, isn't it, I don't know the answer to this, is the board, this board, is it are those funds under our jurisdiction to disseminate?
opioid,
they are.
yes. But this is not a direct opioid. As she said at our meeting last week, she was gonna have a meeting of community folks, because there's a lot of different things going on.
But why aren't we deciding who gets invited? I mean, do we want to let Abby have decide who's invited and have a meeting?
I just think she probably thought under the jurisdiction of public health, not jurisdiction, but under the umbrella of public health and opioid and.
But we need to talk to about, you need to talk to us at least. Can you tell them in a bad mood today? I'm in a bad mood.
Are you?
Man,
You know, your Dr. Pepper.
I haven't got it yet.
She didn't have any money. I offered to go.
I have money in the car.
Are you gonna go get her money?
I'm gonna go get Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
If there was a Diet Coke, I'd tell you that you want to.
No, and all that shaking.
Try
So I think we've hashed that one up. Committee reports.
I sent And I talked to on Friday, he's a farmer in Mahaska County that had sent us a while back
I got an email.
some, yeah, no, I asked him to send that. Some wind energy, he sent an ordinance, and then the priority thing that I want to deal with first for this board, and that's why I sent it. So that in maybe by the end of November, 1st of December, we could actually get it on our agenda and discuss it. Is there's a way to get higher tax for the windmills, but we have to look at that one paperwork. It's in the email that was sent Friday. Elizabeth has a copy too. And so I just want everybody to review that so that we can go for the higher tax. Then on Thursday, Connie reached out to me and I met with Connie, City Administrator Michael Moore, because he used to work in the wind industry. And so it was a good meeting. He's got some real good questions. So again, at the sometime, and I'll contact this Jared, who we've all gotten emails from, to see where that project
Hirschberg,
is.
Jared Hirschberg.
Mhm. So, yeah. But
Did you say Apex?
Apex.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it is. I just wanted to please read
Right.
the ordinance because we need to start working on the
I started
ordinance.
drafting one already,
Yeah.
so after.
The big takeaway from my meeting with Michael Moore, since he used to work in the industry, the blades are getting longer and they're putting fewer up. And most of the setback distances, I believe, are 3 times the length of the blade. So some of the old ordinances that exist in other counties are no longer relevant because the blades have gotten longer. If they went with 3 times at the time those blades were. So we need to think that through thoroughly as we work on that.
And in consideration that they
Now you're
might.
gonna tell me you want to darken it.
Correct.
Thank you.
So,
In addition to some of the other issues that we've discussed previously, like the application and the decommissioning and use of the roads and wear and tear on the roads and addressing that issue.
but I just thought, let's get it on our radar. Now that we've got the ambulance up and running, we do need to address this. And maybe in December, we start working on this and have some work sessions.
I have lots of sample ordinances and I've started drafting the special valuation ordinance in order for the taxing.
Good, thank you. Because I think if we've got to get that taxing thing in place. For instance, this guy I talked to who's a farmer, he owns land in Mahaska in Keokuk County, and he said Keokuk County, even though they're not part of this particular, or Mahaska's not part of this testing box, but Keokuk County has already passed this taxing ability. So Lee, if you want to talk to Deke or
I
Mike,
can. My question is, and.
it gets a higher
You talk
tax
about bringing Jared in, we probably ought to bring him in.
at some point. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I guess my question for Elizabeth is, because I don't know what arrangements they made with property owners and stuff, and I don't know.
No, I think it'd be good to get an update from him.
Well, in their start time, because I would like to have something in place so that we can say to them, this is what you have to do.
That's why we need to start working on that.
Yeah,
Because we can't really make it retroactive after we build it, right?
no, we want to get ahead of it, so.
Yeah, no, that's why we need to get this, like, maybe done by the end of the year or something.
So Elizabeth, I think I
What's
hear,
Friday look like?
I think I hear that as soon as you have some information for us, we could set up a meeting.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can work on, I don't know how you'd like to do it, if you wanna have a work session first, or if you want me to just draft something, and then we can just get it on the agenda, because this is something that we have discussed in previous work
Oh, yeah.
sessions, so.
I think if you want to draft something and then we have a work session, it will be more productive.
Great, I can draft the special tax valuation ordinance, and then also a wind energy ordinance, I can promise to
Yeah.
for you to review. I can do
And-
that in the next few weeks.
Dwayne, you need to be involved in that too, from the road use. And I'm sure through the engineer association, they have a lot of information.
I can send you what I have. from
No, he'll hold the
other
ladder what you
ordinances
climb.
and how they-
Wrong answer here.
I know.
Dave and I had that conversation this morning too.
Well, since you and I both don't like to climb, I guess it falls on D.
Okay. If she climbs up at the combine, so.
You guys have any other committee reports?
I do. I had 10:15 transit. And we are still looking for potentially, for sure, one full-time. Could do two full-time mechanics to go with Dakota. So the board approved for the mechanic a referral bonus. So any employee who refers someone who gets hired for the mechanic position would get $100 referral bonus split over 6 months. I'm sorry, $500 split over 6 months. The hiring bonus for the mechanic would be $2,500 split over 12 months. And it is costing us a lot of money because we're having to use outside. It's not that the people we're using are not doing a great job in fixing the buses, but we're spending a lot of money that we wouldn't necessarily have to spend. Last month's alone was almost $16,000 to outside vendors that we've been doing in-house. We are bringing somebody in on a Saturday who's one of our drivers, but he's going to do our oil changes and tires and that sort of thing on Saturdays. So that'll work out well. I want to let everybody know that for the month of, or for the last month through September, we spent almost, well, about $33,500 on veterans transportation. We provided 31 rides for Jefferson County veterans and 71 for Wapello. The rest, 24 in Nebraska. So those were the three largest counties. We received an award I mentioned here a couple months ago because of our veterans transportation program. And also, we do not have a director yet for hazmat. Tony Miller retired.
Quite a while ago.
Yes, Pat Short is the interim director. Some of you may or may not be aware of, there has been some issues within the fire department of the city of Ottumwa.
I think.
Yeah, and so the city of Ottumwa decided that Pat was not the choice to be the director for hazmat. And so that's still under, well, actually, I shouldn't say the director of hazmat. They did not want to appoint him as fire chief. So that's still out there. They're still doing a search.
Lee, they're still looking to hire some fire folks.
Yes, and the fire chief is one of them who would then be the director of hazmat. We are going to purchase 2 new gas monitors, and they're about $5,800 apiece. But we have the funds in the hazmat fund for that. So
Thank you. Let's allow claims and approve reports. Have you,
I don't think we have any claims, do we?
There aren't any Darcy this time.
okay, well, never mind then. I guess last but not least, Brian. Amy, you want to come sit by me?
I would love to.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'll save myself. It's fine. I got it.
Thanks for going out to the trunk or treat the other night.
Very welcome.
You guys were really good. They had 2,000 people, and I know Brian might have got a little cold at 41 degrees.
It was 2 degrees. Oh, he was. I brought tissues for him.
Yeah.
I said dress appropriately.
We had all these little werewolves and goblins and fairies and whatever they were. They didn't care it was cold.
No. I got a stare down from Michael Myers, so I was like, hey, here we go.
I saw 6 of them.
I only had 1. So.
Take all the candy you want.
Yeah, and I got stabbed, so it was good.
I got a shot. man, see,
You're
Okay,
right.
goes.
you did good.
Good thing there was an ambulance there, then, Mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on. 146 calls. That's what last time. Or this morning, we had 15 transfers, 4 of them were last night.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they were busy last
I had
night.
one at 4:30 this morning.
Full moon.
Same guy.
It comes with the
Yes.
job. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm very well aware.
Anyway, what else do you have to tell us?
That's all, and then we have some, tomorrow, 51 is
Two.
going, 52, right?
No.
It's going into the shop.
For what?
Front end.
That's the one with the hubs and tie rod ends.
Okay.
And then
And you've got your refrigeration, you know.
we do,
the one.
that we
Okay.
have put in.
And the tires
It's good. New
They're all
tires, yes.
ready to go. Okay. Next time we'll try to bid it
Yes.
No,
together.
because I got a $500 credit through them, so. And Jeremy does really good for us, so.
I know, but we are at least to try to bid it.
I asked if it needed to be done and nobody said no. They said just to go to
David,
in the minutes.
every time you can bid it,
That's it, in the minutes,
every time you can bid it.
but it wasn't in the minutes. Because I asked
Ask him,
you guys.
what do you think so funny, Brian? I just think we cannot lose any money, and I'm glad you got the $500.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll bid it out.
Thank you.
I can't believe it.
I'm just,
He bought a lot of candy.
Oh, I know, I spent $500 the other day.
Walmart made out like a bandit with trunk or treat, so.
Yes. No, we'll move right along. I got some charts to do after this, so. Amanda Moreno's gone in and audited reports on her end, so everything's gonna be up and up.
Have we gotten any revenue reimbursed yet?
Not yet.
When do you think that'll happen?
Hopefully at the middle of November. So it just takes time for all the
Sure.
insurances to get implemented. Medicare stuff was already signed, so that's going through. We gotta get a Medicare inspection done probably next month. Look them out and look at our facilities and see how we store everything, and then they'll sign off. And then we're good.
Well, insurance companies don't get in a hurry. Especially.
But as far as like third-party insurances, Blue Cross Blue Shield, things like that, we should be getting that faster. And there's a lot of Blue Cross Blue
Will
Shield.
Medicare be retroactive once it gets inspected?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. Absolutely. So that'll be back to the first, when the hospital's getting their reports, we got all that. So I think we brought along, the hospital's very happy with transfers. Our response times have been 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes or less.
That's good, thank
So,
you.
yes, absolutely. Tomorrow is our grand opening, so
They're having a ribbon cutting out there, is that correct?
at noon, yes, ma'am.
So would you explain to the public that we're not having Fairfield Tanson drill team?
Well, yeah, that was a misquote.
What happened?
I didn't see it till later. They had, I mentioned the drill team and he automatically thought it was Fairfield.
high school, the high school drill team.
Right, so. But, yeah, it's been taken care of. But,
So your ribbon cutting, correct me with whatever I say is wrong, your ribbon cutting is from noon to 1.
yes,
Oh, will I know the chamber's doing that for us.
yes.
And so you have a big ribbon they're gonna cut?
Chambers on it. What?
And big scissors.
Yes.
I
They
don't
do
know.
this all the time. They probably
Yeah,
are
right.
prepared.
Make sure you don't cut yourself.
Sorry.
Just for a joke, you should bring out a small pair of safety scissors out of your pocket.
You're not gonna be there.
I will do my best to.
Be good. Be funny.
Anything else you want to tell us? Because I know you've been busy. You've got a lot of cars out there.
Shift change.
Yeah. Yeah. You change your shift at 7 usually.
At 7 AM.
And thank you for letting us put one of our car ends up for sale out there.
When was that passed?
About 40 minutes ago when we were talking about.
Oh, no, it was mumbled. You didn't ask.
I didn't mumble. But thank you for that. Okay. You guys just help us get to a place that's more visible. You know, for the cars, for people coming by and looking. You might put signs in your cars to say not for sale. Never mind.
We can put it right up on the far north end.
We're a few days from that.
No. At any rate, thank you very much.
And so don't put it in the bay because the idea is.
Well, Brian, there is something I want to talk to you about.
Yes.
Please make sure when you get your drug screens back, because some of them come here. We don't
Yes.
have some of them. Make sure they're getting all of
Yes.
them, Darcy. Okay.
Those 14 that you asked about, they already have them. We sent them in.
What, I'm sorry, I was writing.
The drug screens that were missing and that Darcy sent out,
Mhm.
we already corrected that.
I appreciate that because
Yes.
we don't want anything to fall through the crack.
Yes.
Okay. I think we're good.
For the sign stuff, when I missed last Monday,
Yeah.
Robert Estel, I reached out to him because he's the only one that can realistically do it. So since a lot of the stuff isn't gonna happen until spring, realistically, the projects and stuff, I mean, but he's gonna look at it, see if he can get it done. And because he has the equipment for it.
You know how much?
And I have no idea yet. So
Yeah.
he did tell me he was gonna work it out and help because he wants to help us and help the county. And because I called out and like Cross Iron's out of business now and everybody else,
Sure.
and he's
Thanks for
bombarded with all of the,
Sure. Well, when you find out the amount, let's put it back on the agenda so we can vote on it.
yeah. I just wanted to give you the
Yeah.
update on that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Probably take that out of our governance fund.
They have money in their fund. We would get the money we would, oh, you wanted to sell it, Lee?
No, to take it out.
Uh-huh.
I thought the understanding was that we would give them the sign, I guess.
We haven't voted on it yet.
Looking at,
We haven't voted because we
Okay,
didn't
I'm
have a
sorry.
dollar
Yep.
amount. Because if it's gonna be $2,000 to get rid of it,
It can just stay.
it can probably just stay.
Yeah.
But if it's-
Anyway, so there's a lot to be decided with that. Okay.
Right, Is that
Anyway,
it?
and that's it. Motion to adjourn.
so moved.
discussion.
Sure.
So, we've had this discussion, I've been working with Shannon, because I was under the mistaken impression that we had budgeted $35,000 to send to the ambulance board. And that money was never sent. And I thought it was standalone out here. It's been rolled into budget.
What ambulance board?
The three-legged stool.
Every year you.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So my point is that I don't know how we want to do it, and maybe we need to have a conversation with Shannon, but that I have no idea what replacing the stuff under the tie rod-ins and stuff under 52 is going to cost.
Be about $4,000.
The $6,000 for the tires, that all should have been done.
Lee, I know it all should have been done. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying is that we should look at it in the context of that 35,000 and not be debiting the ambulance budget, that it should be looked at separately.
So you're saying after only 1 month in operation, we're gonna give them more money?
No, I'm not saying give
No.
them money.
He's saying pay for
I
that.
just asked a question.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the county put $35,000 in our budget
Mhm.
to give to the ambulance board, which is the annual appropriation.
And where are we at with that? Do you know?
That's what I'm saying. It didn't go. We didn't give it.
Do you know where we're at with that?
So it rolled into our budget. Okay. It's in the total dollar figure. All I'm suggesting or all I'm asking is that when we look at those two bills, that it should come out of that rather than out of the budget that we established for maintenance and repair from the ambulance, is all I'm asking.
Okay, we'll see. How much
So-
is it again, do you mean,
For what?
the tires?
The tires altogether was actually 61 instead of 68.
6,100?
Yep.
And you don't know how much the rest of them get. That'll be after tomorrow.
For,
Right.
yeah, tomorrow, well, I won't have probably the bill until Wednesday.
Right.
I know it's semantics, but
I know, I probably will talk to Shannon just because.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
Let's say something else. Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay, never mind. Oh, I know. How are we doing on overtime?
I'm spending at a minimum. No one's been over 48 hours and most people have been at 36.
Okay. Darcy's been gone, so I haven't had a chance to look at the timesheets. Because overtime's a very big concern for me.
Right.
I know you've got people on a 24-hour shift that are gonna get, what, 16 hours overtime?
No.
Okay, 8 hours overtime. So 48 and 48 is,
Well, it's
In a
just
2-week
40 hours
period,
in the
it's-
2-week period.
okay.
It's
I just-
60.
You guys have to watch that.
We
You
don't-
have to. And are you using all your employees that you hired, giving them a
Yes.
chance? Okay,
we are
appreciate
adding
that.
people like that.
because A, it'll cost us more if you don't do that.
Right.
B, I don't want to lose people that you guys have hired because I thought you hired
No,
some
we're-
pretty good
we
people.
actually do.
Yeah. Now, I don't want you guys getting burnt out. You know? Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.